Will I have enough time to make breakfast? So, you don't think you have time for breakfast in the morning? Well, I have three great ideas for you. First is a overnight oatmeal. Second is a rustic egg scramble. And third is a peanut butter smoothie. So let's get started. Our first breakfast idea, quick breakfast idea, is overnight oats. I get a ripe banana, a half of a ripe banana, and a half a cup of rolled oats. This time I used the quick minute oats, but I've used both and they work equally as good. And also 2 tablespoons of chopped pecans. I get the ones that are already chopped, so it's less time. I don't have to chop them up, and I just use them raw. I don't roast them or anything. And a half a cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And all you have to do is just mash up your banana. And I like to use these glass containers. My banana is actually overripe, too overripe. I use it like a little less ripe. But anyway, as I was saying, I like to use these glass containers because I do heat my oatmeal up just for a minute or so in the microwave. I like to use those instead of plastic. But you don't even have to heat it up if you prefer a colder oatmeal, kind of like a cereal almost. So it's whatever you prefer. You just mix all your ingredients together, just pour them all in there, and you can use even walnuts instead of pecans. You can add flaxseed, ground flaxseed for even more nutrition. And if you happen to want it a little sweeter, you can use maple syrup or honey to make it even sweeter. So it's just whatever you prefer. And if you put it in the microwave, you can also add blueberries afterwards or any kind of fruit. And you can just mix it up whatever you prefer. You can even use different types of nuts like pumpkin. You can even use seeds, pumpkin seeds, just whatever. I know some people put yogurt in it as well to make it even creamier. So it's just what your preference is and what you have time for in the mornings to create your oatmeal masterpiece. Just make sure it's all combined and so you just put a lid on it and put it in your refrigerator overnight and pop it in the microwave the next morning and you have breakfast ready for you in the morning. The next breakfast idea is egg scramble. 2 eggs, spinach, chopped tomatoes, mushrooms, and chopped onions. Okay, so most people call this an omelet, but mine never comes out looking like a beautiful omelet that you find in a restaurant. So I call it rustic egg scramble. And I put the vegetables in first. I usually use like spray, like Pam or something like that, especially since it's just for me. If I was cooking more for more people, then I might add olive oil. But it's your preference. This is your dish, so whatever you prefer, you put it in it. I'm just giving you some ideas. But I just cook the vegetables, these vegetables, until they're nice and tender. At least the onions are a little translucent, and just saute them up until I'm ready to add the other ingredients. Okay, so now once the vegetables have been cooked down, you add the spinach and make sure you get every leaf that's on that cutting board there. And it may look like a lot for one person, but the spinach does wilt down quite a bit. Um, I probably actually could have used more because I love spinach. It is so good. But just let that wilt down a little bit, and then you can add the tomatoes. I like to add the tomatoes last because I don't really like them cooked too much. And plus, it makes it really juicy. All the juices start running out and everything. But um, I add those last and just saute that up. And once I have it sauteed, mostly sauteed up, I will make a little whale in on the frying pan and put all the vegetables to the side. And I will add my eggs, and you can use egg beaters too. It doesn't have to be eggs, but or even egg whites. whatever it is that you prefer. I just used 2 eggs here, just regular eggs, and just added a little salt to the mixture, and then now I let it cook a little bit, and then I start mixing it up. Now we have everything in the pan. I just make sure I mix it all together until it's well combined. Also, I like my eggs completely cooked through. I do not like to see runny eggs at all, so they would be nice and cooked through. And the tomatoes are just going to be slightly warmed over because I put those in last. And here's a finished product. And it took no time at all. The spinach was already chopped up, and you can even chop your onions ahead of time so it's ready for you in each morning when you're ready to make your scramble. All you need to make the smoothie that I make is just 1 cup of milk, and you can use any kind of milk. You can use 2%, 1% skim, or cashew, almond milk. I've used it all. I like to use unsweetened vanilla flavored almond milk. I really like that. That's really good. And then also I get 2 tablespoons usually of natural peanut butter. If I put protein powder in it, I usually use just 1 tablespoon, but lately I've just only been using peanut butter, so I use the 2 tablespoons. And then I have banana slices that I have frozen, and that way I don't have to use ice, and it makes it also a little thicker and a little creamier, and I just really like that. And I use really ripe bananas because that makes it even more sweeter, and I don't add any other sweetener to it. And then I just mix that all together, and that's my smoothie, my early morning smoothie. And here's the peanut butter smoothie. I hope you guys enjoyed these recipes and these ideas. And if you did, please remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks. Bye-bye.